Perfect. Hi everyone, welcome to Tuesday's exercise session. We're going to do a bit of a circuit today, and then at the end we'll finish with some seated stretches. For today's session, you just need a water bottle or a glass of water nearby, a chair or a couch or something nice and stable that you can use to do exercises on, and some dumbbells if you have them. If not, some cans, maybe 2 filled up water bottles, something that you can use as a weight. If you don't have anything, you can always just use your fists and do the exercises with your hands. I promise it'll still be a bit of a workout. Anyway, so what we're going to do is circuits. We're going to do 3 rounds, and we're going to do 40 seconds on, and we're going to do 20 seconds rest. So before we get into it, we're going to do a little bit of a warm-up. So we're going to start with a 10 to 1, and we're going to do some arm circles, some squats, and some calf raises. So you're going to reach your arms right up to your head and circle them all around. Go 5 backwards and 5 forwards. And try and warm those shoulders up a little bit. It's okay to hear a little bit of cracking and noise. And then we're going to do 10 squats. So sitting right back like you're going to sit down on a chair, and then squeezing your bottom to bring you back up to standing. 9 and 10, and then up on your toes, warming the legs up. So some calf raises. And 10 times up as high as you can on your toes. 8, 9, and 10. And then we're going to go to 8. So 8 arm circles. So go 4 backwards. And then 4 forwards, really warming up the shoulders. Getting as much movement into the arms as you can. And then we're going to do 8 squats. So going a little bit lower this time, really trying to warm up the hips and the knees. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then 8 calf raises. So up onto your toes and down. Really trying to stretch your feet out as you do this one. So right up onto your toes and down onto your heels. 6, 7, 8. All right, then 6 arm circles. So 3 backwards and 3 forwards. Up as high as you can. 6 squats. So trying to go a little bit lower as this is the 3rd round doing it. We really want to warm up the legs before we get into our exercise. And that's 6, and then 6 calf raises. So up as high as you can on your toes and dropping the heels down. 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, now we've got 4. So 2 arm circles backwards, 2 arm circles forwards, up as high as you can. Get those arms nice and close to your ears. 4 squats. 2, 3, and 4. And then 4 calf raises up and down. 2, 3, and 4. All right, and then last one. So we're going to do 2 arm circles. So you're going to do 2 backwards or 2 forwards, whatever you like. Just really trying to open the shoulders up. 2 squats. And 2 calf raises. So as high as you can on those toes. All right, excellent. I hope we're feeling really nice and warm now. So we're going to do a circuit. We've got 3 exercises in the circuit. You're going to do 40 seconds on, 20 seconds rest. We'll go through all 3 exercises, get a little rest at the end of the round, and we're going to do 3 rounds. So the first exercise is tricep dips. So you're going to need a chair or a couch or something nice and stable that's not going to flip over when you lean on it. And what we're going to do is start sitting on that chair. You're going to have your hands at the end of the chair. You're sliding your bottom forward, so you come just off that chair, and we're bending the elbows and then pushing them out straight to come up top. Yeah, so when you do this one, you want to keep your body nice and close to the chair. So we're not trying to lean away. We're trying to stay as close as we can, and then push those arms out to straight to bring us back up tall. You want to feel this one in the back of your arms here. So if you're feeling it in your legs, you're probably going a little bit too far away from that chest, so try and stay nice and close. So that is exercise number 1. Exercise number 2 is calf raises, and if you have any available, I want you to hold your weights while you do it today. So standing nice and close to a wall or something, and you're going up on your toes and down. And you're going to hold on to that weight to make these calf raises a little bit harder. So by the end of the 40 seconds, you should feel a little bit of a burn in those calf muscles on the back of your legs. So that is exercise number 2. And then exercise number 3 is our squats with our weights. So if you have weights, you can use them. If not, you can always just use this. And what we're going to do is squatting down, and then you're going to push those arms up overhead. Okay, so squatting down, and as you come up, using that momentum to push those arms up over your head. If you can't get your arms all the way right up over your head, that is okay. Go as high as you can. Remembering, you can always do it without weights. So just having your hands here and just pushing those arms up, getting a little bit of movement into the shoulders. If you're using weights, making sure that when you're pushing up overhead, that is when you're breathing out. Okay, so I'm going to put the timer on. So we're starting with those tricep dips. We're doing 40 seconds of work, and then we have 20 seconds of rest. So timer is going on. I'll tilt this down so you can see me. Ready, and off we go. So starting on our chair, we're going to slide the bottom forward, and then we're dipping down and pushing those arms out to straight. Nice work, keeping your back nice and close to the chair as you do this one. Excellent. We're about halfway through. So if you feel a bit of a burn in your arms, that is okay. You're meant to feel it in the arms on this one. All right, we have 5 seconds left. So pushing those arms out to straight, and time. Beautiful. All right, catching your breath, grabbing your weights if you have them. We're going to move on to exercise number 2, which is our push press. Tilt that up a little bit. So ready, and 3, 2, 1, off we go. So a little squat down, and then breathing out to push those arms up overhead. So squatting down, and then breathing out as we push overhead. So you're wanting to try and use that momentum from the squat to make it one smooth movement to help you push those arms up overhead. Remembering, if this is really tricky, or if you're getting any shoulder pain, you can always pop the weights down, and you can just use your hands. Yeah, so bending into the knees, bending into the hips, and pushing up overhead. We're nearly there. And 3, 2, 1, and resting. Well done. All right. Catching your breath. And then we have exercise number 3, which was our calf raises. If you have weights, grabbing the weights. If our balance feels a bit unsteady, holding onto a wall, holding onto a chair or something. If you're up for a bit of a challenge, grabbing onto your weights. Ready, and time is on. Off we go. So up on your toes and down onto your heels. So really trying to stretch those toes out, making sure while we do our calf raises, we're keeping our chest up nice and tall. So we're not rocking forwards and backwards. We're trying to draw our head up to the roof and back down again. Excellent. We're nearly there. So right up onto your toes. We've got 10 seconds left. That's it, stretching the legs out, and 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right, popping your weights down. Grab a quick drink of water if you need. Catching your breath. And then in a couple of seconds, we're going to go back to exercise number 1 again, so our tricep dips. So have a quick rest, catching your breath, and then I'll put the timer back on and going into those tricep dips. So ready, and timer's on, off we go, round 2. So sitting on our chair or a couch or anything that's nice and stable, We're sliding our bottom forward, so we come just off that chair, and we're dipping down, and then pushing our arms out straight. Nice work. Remembering this one's really quite tough, so making sure we take nice slow breaths as we do this one. Trying to keep our chest up nice and tall, and looking forward at something that's out in front of you. So keeping that neck nice and neutral. All right, we've got 10 seconds left. And 3, 2, 1. Super. All right. Catching your breath, grabbing your weights if you have them, getting ready for exercise number 2. So I'll push press. So having those weights up at shoulder height. Remember, you can always just use your fists if we don't want to use any weight. And off we go. So squatting down and then pushing those arms up overhead. Nice, so using that momentum from the squat to push the weights up overhead and breathing out as we push up. Well done. All right, we're halfway. So trying to keep that momentum, trying to keep the pace that we set at the beginning and seeing if we can keep going for that whole timer. And we're nearly there. We've got 5 seconds left. And 2, 1, resting. Well done. All right, catching your breath. We've got 20 seconds to catch our breath. And we're going to our last exercise, which is our calf raises. Remembering if our balance is a bit unstable, standing next to a wall, so you can hold onto a wall, or you can hold onto a chair or something in front of you. If you want a bit of an extra challenge, grabbing your weights and timers on, off we go. So up on your toes and dropping down. Nice, and right up onto your toes and down onto your heels. Excellent. All right, we're halfway through. Super. So keeping your chest up, trying to keep that body nice and straight, and really pushing up as high as we can onto our toes, channeling your inner ballerina. You've got 5 seconds left. And time. Well done. All right, pop your weights down. Grab a quick drink of water, catching your breath. And we're going to go through that whole circuit again and do it one last time. All right, so quick drink break. And then getting yourself set up for that first exercise, our tricep dips again. Okay. Ready, and time is on, last round. So sitting on our chair, we are sliding our bottom just forward and then bending your elbows and pushing yourself up straight. So trying to keep that chest up as high as we can. If you're finding this one particularly tiring, try and do a couple of reps, take a seat, give yourself a little break, reset, and then go again. But I'm going to try and keep moving for the whole timer. It's the last time we're doing this one. Excellent, we're nearly there. We've got 10 seconds left. So pushing those arms up to straight. And 3, 2, 1. And resting. Well done. Okay, grabbing your weights if you have them. And we're going to do our push press exercise number 2. All right. Ready, timers on in 3, 2, and 1. Off we go. So squatting down and breathing out to push those arms up overhead. Super. Remembering you want to keep our feet nice and flat on the floor here. So as you come up to straight, make sure the weight is evenly distributed through your feet. So we're not letting those heels come off the ground at all. Beautiful. Halfway. And breathing out as we push overhead. Super. Nearly there. Pushing those arms up. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right, catching your breath, and we're on to our final exercise, our final round, our calf raises. So always remembering that you can hold on to something if you want a bit of support with your balance. If not, and you feel like challenging yourselves a bit today, grabbing your weights, shoulders back and down, and timers on, off we go. So up onto your toes and dropping your heels down. Nice. So really stretching those feet out, keeping your chest up, try and keep your head up nice and tall. I know it's hard because you're looking at a little screen, but if you can, pick something on the wall and try and focus on that. And see if you can go right up onto your toes and really challenge your balance here. Nice and tall, down onto your toes. All right, we're nearly there. We've got 5 seconds left. 3, 2, and 1. All right, well done. Popping your weights down. Grab a drink of water. Catch your breath. And we are done our first circuit. So having a little breather, have a sit down, have that drink of water, and I'll run around and show you what is in circuit number 2. So for this circuit, it's going to be ideal if you've got a chair or a couch or something that you can use. So we're going to do our seated marching, which is a bit of a core exercise. We're going to do Russian twists, and we're doing sit to stance. So for seated marching, I'm going to put a chair here, tilt this down so you can actually see me. So sitting in your chair, on your couch or anything like that, the idea of this one is keeping the chest up nice and high, so we're not trying to lean forward and round forward. Really sit up nice and tall, and you're bringing your feet up as high as you can. So if I do this one side on, you should be able to see how high I'm trying to get my knees. So this is you're going to feel it burning on the top of your legs and also on your abs a little bit. So on your core. So it's really important with this one to keep that chest up. That's what makes it so tricky. If we round down and do it this way, it's a little bit easier. So keeping that chest up, and we're marching. That is exercise number 1. Exercise number 2 is grabbing a weight, if we have it, and we're going to do our Russian twist. So tapping that weight side to side. So if you've got dumbbells, you can either hold both of them, or you can grab just one and hold on to the sides. If you've got any kind of weight, hold on whatever you have, and we're tapping it side to side. Same as with the first exercise. I want you to try and keep your chest up when you do this one. So we're not rolling forward, we're really keeping that chest up and leaning back a little bit so we feel our core engaged here. So that is exercise number 2. And then exercise number 3 is sit to stance. So from your chair, I want you to stand up nice and tall and sitting down. Now today, to make this one a little bit of a challenge, is we're going to do semi-tandem. So move myself more back so I fit in that frame. So I'm trying to have my feet so that one foot is a little bit in front of the other one. And when I stand up, the leg that is closest to the chair is the one that's pushing to bring me up to standing. To make it a little bit harder, I'm going to put that front leg even further out in front of me. And it's the leg that's closest to the chair that's doing the work. So I will let you know when it's halfway. And then we will swap our legs. So the other one that is closest to the chair, now that is doing more of the work. So side on. This one looks like this. Let me tilt it down so that you can see my feet. So if we're going a bit more side on, the foot that is closest to the chair, this one is doing the work. This one is having a bit of a break. And I'm pushing through that leg that's closest to the chair to come up to standing. The further you make it away from the chair, the harder it's going to be. Closer, a little bit easier. So try and challenge yourselves, and then halfway we're going to swap those feet over. So now this one is doing the work. Making sure you tuck those hips all the way in when you come up to standing. If you want an extra challenge on that last one, you can hold your weight as well while you do those exercises. Okay, so those are our 3 exercises. So needing a chair for this one today. So we're going to start with our seated marching. So same timer, we're going to do 40 seconds on, 20 seconds rest. So find making your way to a chair, ready, and time is on. So bringing your knees up towards your chest and trying to keep your chest up as high as you can. And it should feel like a bit of an abdominal crunch as you're bringing your feet up, your knees up towards your chest. Excellent, we're halfway through. So as you get tired, trying to keep your knees going as high as you can. Try not to let those markers get smaller as we get more tired. That's it, we're nearly there. And we've got 5 seconds left. So keeping that chest up nice and tall. And 3, 2, 1. Excellent, all right. Catching your breath. And then if you've got it, grabbing your weight, because our second exercise is our Russian twist. If you don't have a weight, you can always just hold your hands together. It is up to you. I'll do this one side on. Okay, ready? And time is on. So, keeping your feet on the floor, you can slide a little bit further away if you like. And we are twisting side to side. So with this one, making sure we're not rounding to our back. We're sitting up really tall, little lean back if you want. Feel those abs switch on. And you are tapping that weight side to side. Very nice. That's it. So nice slow breaths out as we get tired here. Beautiful. We've got 10 seconds left. So tapping that weight down side to side. And 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All right. And our final exercise is our sit to stance. So I will move myself back a little bit so that you can see me. Probably going to cut my head off because I'm a bit too tall for this frame. But one leg slightly in front of the other leg. Hands on your hips if you can. Use your hands if you need. And time's on. Off we go. Standing up. Making sure you tuck those hips all the way in as you come up to standing. So pushing through that heel of the foot that is closest to the chair to help you drive up to standing, and you can feel it burning in this leg that is closest to the chair. Excellent, really pushing through that foot and trying to keep our chest up as we do this one. All right, swapping to the other foot. So now your other foot is closest to the chair. And you're driving through that heel to come all the way up to standing. Remember, if you want to make it harder, you can slide that foot further away. You can take the toes of the foot that is further away off the ground. Make it a little bit easier. Bring that foot a little bit closer. And 3, 2, and 1. All right, well done. Catching your breath. Grab a drink of water. Have a rest. And we're going to go back to exercise number 1 again. So, beautiful. Let me chill this down. Excellent. All right, so catching your breath, chest up nice and tall, and we're going to go back to exercise number 1, which was our seated marching. So 3, 2, 1, time's on, off we go. So bringing those knees up towards your chest and trying to keep them nice and high. So side on, making sure I'm keeping my chest up nice and high. And I'm bringing my knees towards my chest, not my chest towards my knees. So really keeping that body up nice and straight, drawing those knees up. You should feel your abs start to feel a bit sore, hopefully, by the end of the session today. Well done, we've got 10 seconds left. Keeping that chest up, nearly there. And 3, 2, and 1. Well done. All right, catching your breath, grabbing that weight if you have it. Our second exercise is our Russian twist. So grabbing onto your weight, sitting up nice and tall. Remember, we want to keep our shoulders back and down when we do this one. Ready? And time is on. So chest up nice and high, shoulders are back and down, and we're twisting side to side to tap that weight either side of our body. Nice. Remember to make this one a little bit harder. You're going to lean back a little bit more, keeping that chest out, and you should feel your abs switch on as you lean back. Very good. Nice slow breaths out. Well done. All right, we've got 10 seconds left. So tapping side to side. And 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right, popping your weight down, or you can keep holding it nice and close to your chest if you want a little bit of an extra challenge for the last exercise. And our final exercise of the circuit is our semi-tandem sit-to-stand. So one foot slightly in front of the other one, hands on your hips, on your chest, or you can use your hands to help you push up if you need. Ready, and time is on, off we go. So coming all the way up to straight, and then sitting down. So making sure that you tuck those hips in as you stand up nice and tall. So right up to straight and sitting down. Excellent work driving through that heel of the foot that is closest to the chair to bring you up to standing. And that is halfway. We're going to swap our feet over. So now whatever foot you weren't, that was out in front, is now closest to the chair, and you're driving through that one to bring you up to standing. Very good. Nearly there, we've got 5 seconds left. And 2, 1, and resting there. Well done. All right, grab a drink of water, catch your breath, have a little room break, and we've just got one more round of that circuit. If you are finding these exercises, the sit to stand in particular, really easy, try and find a lower chair to aim for. If you're finding it really difficult to get out of the chair, you can use your hands to help you come up to standing. So push off those hands and then just making sure we tuck our hips in when we stand up straight. If you want to make it a little bit easier, you can grab a pillow or something to raise the height of that chair. That's going to make it a little bit easier. So aiming for something a little bit higher to sit down on. All right, catching your breath. And we're going back to exercise number 1 for our final round of this circuit. So ready, and time is on, off we go. So we've got our seated marching. So keeping that chest up nice and high, go side on, keeping our chest up, and we're drawing our knees up towards our chest. And trying to keep our body up nice and tall even while we get tired as we're doing this one. Well done. We're nearly there. So chest up nice and high. And we've got 10 seconds left. So the last couple of marches here. Beautiful. And 3, 2, and 1. Well done. All right. Catching your breath, grabbing your weight, and we're going to our Russian twist. This one side on. You can see my feet as well. Okay, so grabbing that weight, getting comfy in your chest, sitting up nice and tall. Try not to be leaning into the back of a chair. You want to have your chest off the chest, and when you lean back a little bit, you can feel that core engage. All right, ready, and time is on. So tapping side to side, have those feet as far away from the chair as you feel comfortable, and keeping our chest up nice and high. So we're tapping that weight side to side, twisting through our core. You should feel our abs turning on a little bit as we do this one. Nice work, remembering as we get tired, making sure that chest stays up. Pick something up on the roof to have a look at so we're not slouching down. Beautiful work, we've got 10 seconds left. So the last couple of twists. And 3, 2, and 1. Well done. All right, popping that weight down. And then our final exercise is those sit to stands. So I'll move as far back as I can, fit as much of my body as I can into this frame. So one foot is slightly in front of the other one. Remember, if you want an extra challenge, you can hold that weight close to your chest. Otherwise, hands on hips, shoulders, or using the chair to push off. And time is on, let's go. So standing up tall and down, driving through that leg that's closest to the chair to push us up to standing. Well done. It's the last round, so try and challenge yourselves a little bit here. See if you can minimize that time that you spend sitting on the chair. So as soon as we get down, we're pushing straight back up to standing. All right, that's halfway. Swapping legs. Up and down, and tucking those hips in as we stand up nice and tall. Nice work. We've got 5 seconds left here. Up to straight and down. And that is time. Well done. All right. catch your breath, grab a drink of water, have a sit down, and I will run around and show you the exercises in our third circuit. So for this one, we're going to try and have our weights if we've got them. Let me make this a bit higher so you can see my face. We're going to use our weights if we've got them for a couple of these exercises. So exercise number 1 is lateral raises. So grabbing some light dumbbells or some cans, or you can always just use your hands in fists, and we're bringing our arms up to the side and down. So this is a bit of a shoulder exercise. You want to make sure when we're doing this one that we're not rounding our shoulders forward. We're keeping our shoulders back and down so they're in a nice neutral position. We have our arms coming up to shoulder height. So hands going to shoulder height and then down slowly. So that is exercise number 1, our lateral raises. Exercise number 2 is our lunges. So today I thought we were going to make it a little bit more of a challenge. If you've got the space, I want you to have a nice clean walkway, and we're going to do some walking lunges. So standing nice and close to a wall if you've got available space nearby. You're going to walk, take a step down, coming up to standing, and then we're going to step forward with the next leg. So we're dropping that knee towards the ground as we're walking forward. When we get to the end of whatever available space we have, turning around and going back the other way. So dropping that back knee down towards the ground and coming up to standing. Doesn't matter if you can't get that back knee all the way to the ground. I want you to just have a little bend through that front leg. Even if it's only this big, that's perfect. Keeping the chest up and then driving off that front leg to bring our foot up to standing. So stepping that front leg forward, little bend through both knees, and then pushing up to standing. So walking lunges is exercise number 2. And then exercise number 3 is our arm presses. This is a really tricky one for our shoulders. So starting with our arms up at 90-90. So I've got my elbows are at about shoulder height, and then my hands are nice and close together. I'm going to bring my arms out to the side and then push them up overhead. Down and back in. So out to the side, overhead, down and back in. So side on, this one looks like out to the side, push those arms up to straight, down and back in. If you've got shoulder issues or neck pain, I think this one is going to be best to do without weights. So you can do the exact same movement. Just scrunching your balls into your fists into your hands into fists, up to the side, overhead, down and down. So just really working on keeping those shoulders in that nice neutral position for the whole movement and moving those arms out to the side and up overhead. So those are our 3 exercises. We're going to do the same timer. And we're going to do 3 rounds of 40 seconds on, 20 seconds rest, starting with our lateral raises. So grabbing your dumbbells if you've got them, or your cans or whatever you have, and ready, timer is on. So standing up nice and tall, we're bringing those arms up to the side and back down to your side. So trying to keep your arms as straight as you can. We don't want our arms to go up overhead or anything crazy here. We're just trying to get those hands up to or as close to shoulder height as we can get them, and then bringing them down nice and controlled. So fighting gravity on the way down, making sure you keep this movement slow and controlled. We don't want this one to be crazy fast. Well done. Nice, slow, controlled breaths as we do this one. And 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All right, popping your weights down. And then we're going to go into exercise number 2, which is our walking lunges. So we'll tilt this down so you can see me. So finding a nice blank space on the floor. If you've got a wall nearby, that's ideal. Making sure we keep our chest up as we do this one. And time is on. So stepping forward, bending into both legs, and then pushing up to straight. So keeping that chest up, little lunge down and up. When you get to the end of the available space, turning around, chest is up nice and high, eyes are looking forward, and we're walking into our lunge. If you feel really wobbly here, remembering you've got the wall there to help you, and bending into those legs a little bit less. We don't need to drop our knee all the way to the ground, just a little bend. and pushing off that front leg to come up to standing. Nearly there. We've got 3 seconds left. And time. Well done. All right, catching your breath, grabbing your weights again, and we've got our final exercise, which is our Arnold press. So grabbing your weights, ready, and time is on. So starting with those weights, elbows up at shoulder height, arms are coming out to the side, and then pushing overhead. So arms out to the side, pushing up, back to shoulder height, and in. Very nice. Remembering with this one, we're breathing out as we're pushing up overhead. So breathing out as we push up. As we get tired here, trying to keep a little bit of a bend in our knees so we're not leaning into our back. We're keeping our core engaged. We're pushing those arms up overhead. Nearly there. 3, 2, and 1. Well done. All right. Pop your waist down. Grab a drink of water. Catch your breath. That is the end of round 1. We've got 2 more rounds of that circuit. And then we're done with the circuit training component of today. All right, catching your breath. So exercise number 1 is those lateral raises. So if your shoulder's feeling really tight, you can always just scrunch your hands into fists and do the exercise this way. If not, grabbing those weights, we're going into our first exercise in 5 seconds. Ready, and time is on. So standing up nice and tall and bringing those arms up to shoulder height and back by your sides. Excellent. So remember, nice slow controlled breaths here. We want to keep this exercise as slow as we can. We're trying to fight gravity on the way down and bring those weights back to your side as slowly as possible. Well done. We've got 10 seconds left. Nearly there. So a little bend in the knees, making sure our chest stays up nice and high. And 3, 2, 1. Well done. All right, popping your weights down. And then heading over to a blank space. If you don't have the available room, remember you can just do this one on the spot. So just lunging down and back up again. But we're trying to turn it into a little bit of a walk today. So if you've got any room, even better if you've got it next to a wall, going into our walking lunges. And time is on. So chest is up, we're bending into our knees, and then stepping forward. Excellent. Turning around, keeping that chest up nice and high. So eyes are looking forward, keeping your chest up, trying to keep our head up nice and tall, and it's just our knees bending. As we dip that back knee towards the ground and then come back up straight. Beautiful, we've got 5 seconds left. So the last couple of lunges. And 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All right, catch your breath. And then we're going into our final exercise, which is our Arnold press. So if you've got weights and your shoulders feeling up to it, grabbing onto those weights. And we're going to do our shoulder press. So we've got 5 more seconds rest here. All right, and timer is on. So arms are starting up at shoulder height, we're coming out to the side, pushing up overhead, back to the side, and back in. So remembering nice, slow, controlled breathing. We want to breathe out as we push up overhead. So side on. This one looks like this. Elbows are up at shoulder height, and then they're going out to straight after we bring our arms out to the side. Excellent. Slow and controlled. Nearly there. We've got 10 seconds left. Beautiful. And 3, 2, 1. Well done. All right. Catching your breath. Pop your waist down. Grab a drink of water. Have a proper break. We've got one final round, and we're going to go flat out for the final round, and then we get a bit of a breather. So we've got our lateral raises, our walking lunges, and our Arnold press one final time. If you've not been using weights for the last 2 rounds, but you feel like you could, this is a good time to pick them up. Last little challenge for today. All right, 5 more seconds rest, and we're going to begin with those lateral raises. So remember, when we do this first one, we don't want to be arching into our back. We're going to have a little bend in your knees. Make sure you keep that core on so we're not throwing the weight into our back. Okay, ready, and time is on. Last round. Off we go. So lateral raises. So bringing those arms out to the side. Try to get your hands up to shoulder height and slow and controlled on the way back down. Well done. Nice, slow, controlled breathing here. Beautiful work. All right, we've got 10 seconds left. So keeping those arms as straight as we can. Nearly there. And 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. All right. Popping your weights down. Catching your breath. And we're going to go into exercise number 2, which is our walking lunges. So, see the ground. Standing nice and close to the wall, running your hand along the wall if you have a nice clean space in front of you. Remembering if we don't, we can just do our lunges on the spot. Okay, ready, and time is on. So keeping our chest up, dropping our knees down, and pushing through that front leg to come up to standing. Excellent. Turning around and back again. So dropping that knee down and pushing through that front leg. Well done, guys. Just like in our squats here, we want to make sure we've got nice even pressure through our feet. So we're not trying to push through our toes. We're trying to make sure our heels stay on the ground of that front foot for this whole movement. Our back heel is obviously coming up off the ground. All right, we're nearly there. We've got 5 seconds left. And 3, 2, 1. Well done. All right. Final exercise, our Arnold press. So grabbing your weights if you've got them. Standing up nice and tall. Ready. And timer is on. Last round. So elbows are up at shoulder height. We're pushing those arms up overhead. Stand back a bit so you can see me. Excellent. So side on. And keeping those elbows up at shoulder height. And as my arms come out to the side, I'm breathing out to push overhead. Excellent work. So making sure we keep that chest up. This is a really good one for the shoulders. Nice slow breathing here. We're nearly done. Last little bit. Beautiful work. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, excellent work. Pop your weights down, grab a seat, grab a drink of water, catch your breath. Excellent work. We're going to do one quick little balance challenge, and then we're going to do some seated stretching to finish off. So have a drink of water, you earned it, and then we'll move on to our balance training. Feel free to pop your weights away for good. You're officially done with them for today. Okay. All right, catching our breath. What we're going to do now is a bit of a balance challenge. So if you've got a chair, or maybe you've got a kitchen bench, or a wall is fine. You can always have your hands on a wall. We're going to do a little bit of balance training to slow the heart rate a little bit before we go into some stretches, and I'll let you guys go enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. So we're going to stand right behind that chair. Sorry, I'm going to tilt this down a little bit more so you can see my feet. Okay. Now, like we were doing when we were doing our sit to stand, we had one foot slightly in front of the other one. I want you to go into tandem stance. So holding onto that chair, you're going to have one foot in front of your other. I want you to stand up nice and tall and see if you can reduce the points of contact on that chair. So if you're grabbing onto it nice and tightly, see if you can hold on lightly with a few fingers. Keep your chest up and just feel your ankles feel a little bit wobbly here. That's okay, as long as you're standing up nice and tall. It's okay if your ankles are moving a little bit. Now remembering if you feel really wobbly, taking a step out to the side and catching your balance. So standing up really nice and tall, reducing the points of contact on that chair, and challenging your balance. If this is still super easy with one foot in front of the other, have a go at turning your head, look over your right shoulder, and then look over your left shoulder. And when we feel wobbly, we're taking that step to the side to catch ourselves. So remembering balance training is all about challenging your balance. It's meant to feel hard, meant to feel super wobbly. That's how you get better at it. Excellent. All right. Eyes back in front and holding onto that chair. And I want you to close your eyes for a couple of seconds. If you're feeling super wobbly, remember you can be in semi-tandem. You don't need to have one foot right behind the other one. We're holding onto that chair and I want you to close your eyes and just let yourselves feel how wobbly those ankles feel and know that you're still standing on the ground. And opening your eyes. Excellent. And then we're going to step out to the side and we're going to put our other foot in front. Awesome. Okay. So standing in tandem stance again. All right. It's okay if one foot in front feels a lot more comfortable than the other foot in front. Everyone's got a bit of a favorite. So having that foot in front, if it feels super wobbly, we can have it semi-tandem. So rather than being heel to toe, we can have a bit more semi-tandem stance, whatever's more comfortable for you, but challenging that balance a little bit, holding onto that chair, chest up nice and high, looking at it in front, and I want you to reduce the points of contact in that chair. So maybe that's holding on with just one hand, maybe that's holding on a little bit lighter, maybe it's holding on with just two fingers, up to you. And then when we're feeling brave, we're going to look over our left shoulder and then turn our head to look over our right shoulder. Excellent, nice and slow and controlled. Okay, now head back to neutral. Holding onto our chair, making sure we're standing up nice and tall, and I want you to close your eyes for 5 seconds. Remembering to take a step when we feel super wobbly. Letting those ankles wobble, that's okay, as long as our body's staying up nice and tall. And open your eyes. Excellent. All right. And that is it for the balance training part of today. So let's get into the good stuff. Let's do some seated stretching. So we did a lot of lunges and a lot of squats today. So for the last little part of today's session, we're going to do some stretches sitting in a chair. So we're going to start with a hip flexor stretch. So this one's quite tricky. There's a lot of different levels of this one, depending on your mobility. So feel free to pick whatever feels best for you. So you're sitting in your chair or your couch or whatever you're in. When you put one leg out straight in front of you and the other leg, you're going to have that heel coming across that leg. So if you're super bendy, you can have this foot flat on the floor and we can have our leg like this. If that's too hard and we can't get our ankle all the way up onto our knee, we're having this leg out straight and we're putting this ankle across whatever part of our leg it falls across. So maybe it's across the other ankle and we're letting this knee fall out to the side. Maybe you can slide it up a little bit further and have that knee out to the side. Maybe you can have that foot bent and have it really bent out to the side. Wherever feels comfortable, and we sit up really tall and we're leaning forward a little bit. So we should feel this stretching in our hip flexors. So bringing your chest down towards that ankle. So if our leg is out straight, we're keeping our knee pushing out to the side and we're leaning forward just a little bit, and you should feel a little bit of a stretch there. You should feel it kind of like across your bottom and across that leg, the outside of that leg that is on top. We're going to hold that there for a couple of seconds. Excellent. All right, and then we're going to do that with the other leg. So this foot out straight, you can either have your ankle coming across this way. Sorry, it's quite hard to see when I'm wearing all black. So you can either have your ankle across your knee, If that's not possible for you, have this leg out straight, and then we're going to bring this ankle across wherever it falls. So if I go straight on, that leg's out straight, and then I've got this one across my shin, across my ankle, maybe I can get it all out to the knee, maybe I can bend my leg here. And then this knee, regardless of where that leg falls, is falling out to the side. I'm keeping my chest up high, and I'm going to lean forward so I can feel a bit of a stretch on the outside of that leg. So leaning forward, and I can feel a bit of a stretch here. So keeping that chest up, so not rounding to the back, you're trying to bring your chest towards your ankle. And just breathing into that stretch there. Excellent, and we'll hold it for a couple more seconds. Beautiful, all right. And now we're going to do a little bit of a stretch for the back of our legs. So, one leg out straight in front of you. You're still sitting in the chair, and I want you to bring your chest towards the toes of that foot that's outstretched. So I've got my toes of this leg pointing out up to the roof. This leg that's outstretched is the one that I'm stretching, and I'm reaching down towards my toes. So rather than rounding through my back and getting to my toes, I'm keeping my chest up, and I'm reaching forward, and I'm trying to draw my chest towards my toes that are pointing up to the roof. And you should feel it stretching all the way along the back of that leg. Excellent. And holding that there for a few more seconds. It should feel like a bit of a stretch. It shouldn't be super uncomfortable. You should just feel it a bit tight along the back of that leg that's outstretched. All right, and then we're going to swap legs. So now this one goes flat on the ground, and we're going to put our other leg straight out in front. I've got that toe pointing up to the roof. I'm sitting up nice and tall, and I'm going to bring my chest towards my toe. So you can reach that hand out in front if you like. Or you can keep your hands on your hips. It doesn't make too much of a difference. If you're really sticking that chest forward, you should feel that stretch running down the back of that outstretched leg. Excellent. And nice. All right. Now we're going to do a bit of a stretch for your arms. So you can do this one seated or you can do it standing, up to you. You're going to have your arm out in front. We're going to bring it across our body. And then the other arm is going to pull that arm in closer to us. So this one's nice and straight, and that arm is looping underneath. Pull our arm over. So you should feel the stretching across your shoulder. You feel it a little bit along your back here. We're just going to hold that there and pull that arm in as close to our body as we can, keeping this arm as outstretched as possible. Excellent. All right, and then we're going to swap to the other side. So other arm out straight in front, bring it across your body, and then this arm is going to loop under and pull that arm in even closer. So feeling a stretch through the shoulder of this arm. Super. All right. And then staying in our chair, we're going to have our feet nice and flat on the floor. What I want you to do is put your one arm out in front, and I want you to put the palm of that hand on the outside of the opposite knee. So sitting up nice and tall, just putting that hand on the outside of the opposite knee. You're going to put the other hand either on your hip or on the chair behind you, and you're going to twist and turn to look over your shoulder. So I've got my left hand on the outside of my right knee, and I'm going to turn my head to look over my right shoulder. When you do this one, I want you to sit up really, really, really tall. So as you're twisting, think about stretching your back up as tall as you can. Try and draw your head towards the roof. Beautiful. And then we're going to turn and do that to the other side. So coming back to neutral. Now I'm going to use my right hand, and I'm putting it on the outside of my left knee. And I'm going to twist towards the left, turn my head to look over my left shoulder. And making sure I'm sitting up really tall, so really stretching up as we're twisting to look over that shoulder. Excellent. Holding it there. And then finally, we're just going to stretch our neck out a little bit. So we're going to drop our right ear down towards our right shoulder. Dropping your neck to the side, so try not to let that shoulder come up to your ear. Try to keep your shoulder down, dropping your ear towards your shoulder. And then we're going to swap to the other side and we're dropping our left ear towards our left shoulder. So keeping those shoulders down. Dropping that ear to the side. Super. And then looking down towards our stomach and up towards the roof. We're all finished. Well done, everyone. That was a really tough session. If you're feeling a little bit stiff and sore tomorrow, feel free to do all of those stretches again tomorrow. But I hope you have an awesome week and I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.